Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, wherever you're joining us today in today's live lecture from Nkolo Mahadum Wisdom University. Today's date is Nkwo Market Day in the 13th month of the Igbo lunar calendar called Onwa Uzo Alosi. And in the Roman Catholic calendar, today's date is February 13, 2025. Remember, at Nkolo Mahadum, we always advise you to use your common sense, which we call akonuche in Igbo language. And also, we have always let you know that other countries, if you hear the BBC presenting information to you, they are presenting the interest of the British government. And if you hear the CNN, some of us Africans come and tune CNN and be watching CNN, they are presenting to you the interest of the American people. And other governments in the world present information to protect their interests. Also, and therefore, here at Nkolo Mahadum Wisdom University, we also package our lectures and present them the way it will benefit the Igbo race, the Biafrans, and the Africans at large. Therefore, invite your family, your friends, and well-wishers to join and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and other social media platforms. Comment while you are listening to our lectures. Like it, and then share it to everybody. And go back to our previous lectures, because all the lectures we have packaged is to make Africa better, is to make the Black race better. And today, we are going to present another lecture that will make you to think out of the box. Because at Nkolo Mahadum, we always think out of the box. And we don't sound politically correct. We initiate and organize lectures that you should think about. Think about doing things in this way to benefit our people. And therefore, the title of our today's lecture is Houses, that is building houses for people in government, should be abolished in Africa. Building houses for people in government should be abolished, should be stopped in Africa. Be it for the president, be it for the people in National Assembly, be it the judges, be it governors, deputy governors, commissioners, judges, and the state assemblies, to mention a few. Anywhere you are using public money to build something for people to live, people working in the government to live, should be abolished in our land, in Africa, and especially in Igbo land, in Biafra land. This is because the Igbo traditional political organization was founded on a republican system of government that mixed democracy with republicanism. The Igbo traditional political organization was founded on a republican system of government. That republican system of government is a mixture of democracy and republicanism. Just like, so what I'm saying here is the Igbo traditional political organization, the way the Igbo organize themselves, their political organization, the way they rule themselves is through democracy and republicanism. Just like today, that the Chinese were able to mix capitalism with socialism, and they are now one of the best in the world. So this Igbo system of mixing democracy and republicanism is opposed, is different, it's not the same as feudalist one, that is feudalist system. You know, in feudalist system, you have a king ruling over their subjects. Just like you have the emirs, the same you can say of the president of a country, because the president of a country also exercises enormous power. Even the governors, even the judges, and even the ministers, many of them exercise excessive powers. That could also be defined as feudalism. That is different from the way the Igbo, the Igbo Republican democracy is being practiced. It is opposed to that. The Igbo democracy, the Igbo system, which mixes democracy and republicanism, ensures equality. It ensures equality of everybody in close-knit communities. The Igbo system ensures equality, but the feudalist one doesn't ensure equality. It has to have a king. You have to have somebody like the president, like the people in the National Assembly or in the House of Assembly or the governors. And now you're talking about using state resources to build houses for the governors or for the presidents or for anybody. They should be coming from their houses. The houses from which they stay and win an election or were appointed to any position in government, they should be living in those houses. There's no need to be building houses with public money for people that are serving in government. You are serving the people. That's what we are saying. That is the Igbo system does not encourage that. Because before the arrival of the white people, of the foreigners, of the colonial masters into our land, we don't build houses for those that are in our communities. We don't do that. So that's why we are saying at Column Wisdom University that the leaders, especially of the Igbo people and the Biafran people, and on the broad sense, Africa, should also copy the Igbo political system, which ensures equality of everybody and other benefits that we can have by using all these billions and millions of public money our people are using to build houses for their leaders, for the president, for the National Assembly members, for judges, for governors, for state assembly members, and others. Those monies can be channeled into building more roads. Make sure that all the roads in our land is tarred, is beautified, is very good. The vehicles we have their way. Those using the bikes, we have their way. Those using bicycles, we have their way. Those trekking, we have their way. Design our roads with those money. That's what you need to do. Also, while designing the road, make sure they have good gutters, build bridges, strong bridges that will last for many years. So you use the money you are using now to build houses for those in leading you, those who have opportunity to serve, just to come and serve the people. You are called upon to serve the people. Why should we be building house for you? Why our people are in poverty? Use that money to build roads with gutters and bridges all across our land. Make sure that our land have all the infrastructure it needed. Build railway lines. Build everything that is buildable. We need those things. We don't need few individuals to be using our money just to build a house where you'll be sleeping in one room. It doesn't make any sense. Also, use that money to build good hospitals. When we're talking about good hospitals, both the foreign and the local ones, and make sure they have lights and all the equipment to deliver good health care to the population. Use those money to build first-class schools. When we talk about schools, both the foreign colonial schools and the skill acquisition centers, like those learning how to do plumbing or electrical or welding and others. And make sure that the classrooms where people are learning, that we are able to regulate the temperature. We're able to make it either cool or hot as we need it. Make sure they have a conducive environment. Ensure that we have food sufficiency. Use that money to make sure there's food in the land. All the programs that we are hearing the government, introducing in our land, we don't hear them talking about empowering our people to go back to the farm to farm. We have very, very, very nice lands to farm, and we have the population to deliver the farms. That's what they should be using those money for. Use it to eradicate poverty. Use the money to eradicate poverty. Oftentimes, or you are telling us that those in leadership, you are not seeing those beggars all over the towns and villages. You don't see those people hawking. You don't see people selling pure water to survive. You don't see poverty across the whole land. Use that money you should use to build houses for these people that are serving in government to eradicate poverty in our land by wealth redistribution, putting what they call social security safety nets. Those that cannot be able to pay for their houses, pay for their houses. Those that cannot be afford to buy food, buy them food. That's how it's done everywhere. We don't have to continue to copy and copy and copy what is unnecessary for our people. There's still poverty in our land. And also, every leader in Africa should look at the number of Africans migrating to other places. They are migrating because there's no opportunity in our land. Make sure that the economy is stimulated. Make sure that there's industries where people will work. Make sure that people have things to do. Ensure that wealth is being created in the communities by stimulating the economy with the resources that we have, instead of using that money to build houses for people in government. That's not right. And we should stop copying all this colonial system that we are using. The current system of building houses for people in government, the president, people in National Assembly, and judge, is a colonial system. In Igbo traditional political organization, which is founded on Republican system of government, mixed with Democracy and republicanism doesn't do that. Everybody comes from their house. No matter whom you are, you come from your house to where the meeting will be held. The decision will be made. Nobody is going to build a house for you. That's the colonial system. And we should stop that while we have endemic poverty in our land. And before we continue, we have to beg you again to please join and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and other social media platforms. And also comment, like it, and share to everybody. Because the education that we are giving you will help you to think outside the box. If we think outside the box, in due time, Africa will be one of the greatest continents in this world. And because we say we have to be keeping to time, the title of today's lecture is that the building of houses for people in government should be abolished and stopped in Africa. Be it the one for the president, the commissioners, those in National Assembly, the ministers, the judges, the governors and their deputy, the state assemblies, and others. Because in the traditional Igbo political organization, which was founded on Republican system of government, it mixed democracy and republicanism. Just like the Chinese today, they mixed up socialism with capitalism, and see where they are now. They are one of the greatest countries in the world. And that system of the Igbo political system, which mixed democracy and republican, is not the feudal one. The one we have now is a feudal one, where you have one king or one president or one governor making decisions for everybody. That's the feudal system. The Igbo system ensures equality of everybody, equality of its citizens in a close-knit communities. Everybody is equal. It is classless. No houses is built for decision makers in the community. Everybody comes from their house. Or influencers. Nobody builds house for you. Whether you are one of the toughest men, nobody builds house for you. And that's the model that Africans should be going to. A classless society. So that all these billions and trillions being used to build houses for presidents or people in the National Assembly or judges or governors or deputy state assemblies should be channeled to building roads and gutters and bridges all over our communities and beautify our communities. Also, the money should be used for good hospitals, both the foreign one and the local ones. Plus, first-class educational institutions where we can regulate temperature and well equipped with chairs, with equipment needed for research and others. And make sure that even the foreign school ones, the one we have now, and the other skill acquisition centers, like those learning, welding, plumbing, electrical, skill-based education. That's actually what we need to develop our place. All those money should be channeled there. And then ensure that we have food sufficiency for our people. Our people are hungry. Or don't you see all those people begging everywhere? Don't you see those, even those handicapped people? You don't see a lot of handicapped people? Why can't you take them and put them somewhere and be feeding them, giving them health care with that money? So we don't need all this type of copying. There's poverty in our land. Redistribute the wealth by introducing social security safety nets where you assist people who can't afford it. But if you invest in our people, invest in food, everybody will be able to afford it. That's what we should be doing. And not building this and that for just a few people, a place you will just sleep in one room. Every night you will sleep in one room. No matter the house you build, you'll be sleeping in one room. Why can't you be sleeping in the room where you were before you won an election? In the room where you were before you were appointed to serve in government? All those will save us a lot of money that we need to eradicate poverty in our land. And we are calling on all leaders, especially in Igbo land, in Biafra land, and in Africa, to desist, to stop copying all this colonial way of life while our people are still in poverty. And with this, we shall be bringing today's lecture to an end. Please, thank you very much for joining us today, and have a very, very, very good day. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.